Okay, so we're going to have a look at the standing guard pass today. And then the reason being is we want to have a look at the two major sweeps of that, which is the mermaid sweep and the pendulum sweep. There's the back sweep, front sweep, and a few others, but the thing that we're working on today, this week, is more on the mermaid and the pendulum. I'll explain this in a second for you guys. Okay, so the first things first is I'm just going to grab Emma inside my guard. And one thing's about standing inside the guard, and this is kind of, I guess, it's a known, but it's an unknown. Anytime that Emma stands inside my guard, but doesn't control my sleeves or my arms, she's susceptible to front sweep, back sweep, devil heave, etc., etc. So what I mean by that is I've got the control, Emma bounces, comes up, and I've got access to her legs to do a back sweep. So for me, it's pretty much squeeze my knees together, pull the ankles, raise my hips, and back sweep. Come back down. Anytime Emma does the same thing, but she controls like one sleeve, and it doesn't matter which one, she stands up. I have the ability to start switch to my omoplata sweeps and things like that as well. So it's not necessarily just controlling one arm, it's the ability to control both of them. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to put like a shuck or a wedge in the armpits, and I have a lot of debates about whether it's this way or this way, and whether to grab or whether to hold, and I'll explain why I do it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of whatever you feel is better for you. Long arms, short arms, wider body, etc. So the reason that I go this way, so I'm just inside my guard, and I'm like, ha ha ha, I'll break it down. So she's going to shuck her hands, thumb ups underneath my armpits. So the reason we do this is she can block the movement out, so I can't swim under or over because the elbows are tight to my body. If I find you go palms down, your elbows are out and I get access to your elbows. Secondly, it says when you go thumb up and under my armpit, you can actually drive all your weight onto your hands to lock up, and I still can't get access. So Emma can get all the way to her feet, I push on my shoulders, and I still don't get access to this. It's very hard for me to armbar because she's standing. Every time I go to armbar, my hips drop and she can start to pass the guard. And again. So it is a little bit of a core workout. The thing that I found people try and do is they try and stand up instead of putting their weight onto the armpits. The more weight's here, the harder it is for me to do anything about it. So what's going is like we're going to start, I'll break Emma down, like feeling good, so she's here. And keep your elbows nice, and all you're doing is drive your head straight over my head. Now, so come up, and this is the deal. What we're trying to do now is we're trying to get one knee in front of the other and slowly sit down. So your knee will penetrate between. That's the goal. Beautiful. Missed everything. Okay, and again. Yeah.
It's a first.
So, people on the bottom, break your partner down, thumbs up, control, rock forward, bounce up from here. This is get to here. If you're here, you try and put, now this is how parts put it inline skater. You try to put one knee behind the other, and you try to take your bottom down to your heels so that your knee penetrates. And Emma's knees through. Could either be left side, right side, or through the middle. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So Emma breaks me down, I get the control. The part that, if you look to the side from here, guys, so look towards my feet, if your toes are on the ground, you're going to have a very hard time moving forward. So you do want to engage. Just to make sure that Emma's hips raise. So see how her hips are nice and high. So when I step under from here, I'm stepping backwards. So what I'm seeing some of you guys, you're here, you're putting your knee and you're trying to sit down, but this is really awkward. So get underneath the hips so that I'm almost balancing Emma on my knee. So she's taking all my weight. Right, so I do want to get my knee under my partner. like everyone kind of goes, I'll move backwards to create space. I'm carrying her weight. If I put my knee underneath her hips, she's carrying my weight. And by default, when her legs open, she'll drop. Where by default, when her legs open, I get pulled forward if I'm backwards. So we get broken down. Okay, hand, I do like this. So the way that I try and do it is I try and raise her hips. So under her hip, so I'm here. Now, I can actually start to lift my partner from here. Okay, one knee forward, one knee backwards. I can start to pass. So even if I don't get to the wood splitter guard pass, this gives me more options as far as passing the guard. And she has to squeeze her legs to carry me. And if I start bouncing, it's quite hard for her to carry my weight as well. So again, so from here, hands into the armpits. And I do like to, come onto my toes and I kind of step under and squeeze, under and squeeze. So from here, if I can, one knee forward, one knee backwards, and I just start to kind of carry her weight. So her weight's from here, and just to start to put me into wood splitter guard pass. Sorry, knee split. 1, 2, 3. So it's really simple. I break them down, the hands go in from here, drives forward to come up. I can't use my hands at the moment, so my legs are up. Bring my knee forward. Take a sweep. Now, the thing about this is I can't use my hands. So when I wrap the legs, most people are going to take their hands out to counterbalance, gives me access to them. The more that I smash one knee slightly in front of the other, the more that they're going to tip as well. So let me explain. So, break it down, stands up. So, like I see people that try to get the hands free. So think about it this way, is the back leg or her left leg is the leg I want to attack first, because that goes for the backwards, I can't get it. So I'll wrap the back leg, I'll wrap the leg, and I'll squeeze my knees together. Take my sweep, and come up. So the theory behind the mermaid sweep is that she's got her knees together to try and put the knee through to the knee slice guard pass, which is the correct thing to do. She's got my hands, which means I can't get the back sweep and I can't break it down. But the issue is that my legs are free to move. So as long as I can trap, and what I try to do is fold her knees over so that the knees come together, and then I just turn them one way or the other. And what will generally happen is she'll post. We're going to cover that, and if she does post, we'll cover that in a second. But because they're standing, by the time that they go to post, by the time I've turned them, I normally get the hips turned over, and I'm in a far better position to sweep or wrestle up than they are to recover. Okay, thank you. Ian, come here. How good are you at standing up inside someone's guard, Ian?
I can do that.
You can do that, can you?
But how long I can
Yep.
stay up there?
Sorry, everything that goes up is going to come down eventually. Okay, so except for Bitcoin, that just okay. So from here, controls, stands up. Now, once again, it says the issue I have is I can't use my hands, and what I do is I kind of keep my leg locked on. So see how I'm still hanging on. So I'm not going to go ha ha and then give them everything they want. So I try and keep one leg on. I attack the back leg, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fold like I'm trying to hack the back of the leg. Hold it, knee squeeze. Bring my knees forward.
What's that, the mermaid sweep?
That's the mermaid sweep. Okay, change partners. 1, 2, 3. So Steve's inside my full guard. Once again, I break Steve down. He gets to control, and he's doing a really good job. So he comes up. Okay. So first things first is if I feel that his legs back quite far, I just put my knees forward. Because if his legs are backwards, he doesn't have weight coming forward, so I just break him down. And this is going to open up my next sweep. The second thing about it is, if I feel it, I can start to shuffle my body to go behind and behind. Now, even if I'm under, I can still lift my partner. I've still got this ability to start to lift my partner, and I've got leg locks and things like that as well. So anytime I feel that I'm out of range on the mermaid sweep, so as Steve stands up, boom, pushes from here and leg goes backwards, I just build my knees forwards, and that'll help me, break it down. This for me is where I start to look for on my arm bars and things like this. Is beautiful signal for me. That doesn't get much better than this. This is great. However, if I'm kind of going and I'm trying to break my partner down and I can't break my partner down, think about this way. This is try and shuffle off to the side that the leg's long, because she doesn't have a post that side. So let me explain. It's like a soft sidewinder. So I know there's on that side there's a space, so I kind of go hip, hip, and that will help. So now as you post comes back up, I now start to go to the mermaid sweep. So I just time it together. Squeeze my knees, pull my knees to my chest, start to come over. So this time, person just step backwards. Person on the bottom, try and break them forward and get legs nice and high. Or on the leg that side, try and sidewinder so I lose balance. As they re-counter, you should be able to hit the mermaid sweep because they'll realign back in again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Me personally, the pendulum sweep, I consider it to be quite an aggressive sweep, mainly because I've done this a few times, even at training. I've dislocated a couple of people's shoulders, just they're resisting and just how they land. So just be a little bit careful. That's me, like rolling with a 100-kilo guy and we're fighting and getting him airborne and tipping him and landing on the tip of the shoulder and dislocating the shoulder. So it is an aggressive sweep. On saying that, it's also one that you can do quite passively. You don't have to do it with gusto to it. But I found that this was one of my favourite sweeps to do both an armbar and the sweep as well. So pendulum sweep. Just grab Steve inside my guard, please. He's got a couple of weeks before he goes back to work. So. Okay, so same deal. Break my partner down. Hands go inside from here. Stands up inside my guard. One that goes backwards, one that goes forward. Okay, so the leg goes backwards, right? All I'm going to do is I'm going to circle my hand to come in from here. Because that's backwards, it's easier to control. Foot on hip. Now watch carefully. Kick, 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 kick. Pendulum, boom. Come up on top. So let's go through the small details on this one. The initiation or the precursor, the catalyst to this is once it stands up and the leg goes backwards, so what I'll go different is I can't put my hand under, so I'll raise my hips and just put my hand through to get it. The back hip, kick it backwards. The part that I see people do is when they do this is they try and do the pendulum sweep from on the back. I'm going to turn my leg out and I'm going to turn to my side. Now it's low and I'm pulling in. So then my top leg lifts. I've got the ability to take my partner right over, and it's quite an aggressive. Like if I choose to jump him onto the shoulder, I can. The beautiful thing about it is I still have the arm and I'm on mount. So for me, this is like a no-brainer. No-brainer. Okay, so again. Here, stands up. So the way I like to do it is I like to raise my hips, bring my hands through, and this is kind of like a wrist lock anyway. So yeah, it's like I'm trying to get like a wrist lock for this. So they're generally going to go, wrist lock and pull the hand, control, stake the hip. So this foot stakes the hip. What I'm doing is I'm turning. Now I bring it out wider, hack the leg and pull forward. This leg lifts. So all this weight is up in the air, and it's a really aggressive style sweep. So it's up to you how far you want to take your partner up, or if you want to kick him over. Like, it doesn't really matter. But once I get the pendulum going, my legs underneath him, that's the pendulum allows me to come under. He's got no control of where he lands. It's up to me. It's quite an aggressive sweep. Ian, come here. Thank you.